My beloved, as I pour out my heart to you, I find myself navigating through the labyrinth of uncertainty, grappling with the blurred lines between right and wrong. There was a time when clarity reigned supreme in my mind, when the distinction between the two was as stark as night and day. But now, as I traverse the intricate pathways of life, the once well-defined boundaries have become hazy, leaving me adrift in a sea of ambiguity. It's perplexing how our perspectives evolve as we journey through life's myriad experiences. Each twist and turn, each triumph and tribulation, serves as a crucible of learning, shaping and reshaping our beliefs, values, and convictions. What once seemed unequivocally wrong now appears in a different light, its edges softened by the passage of time and the accumulation of wisdom. Yet amidst this swirling confusion, amidst the cacophony of conflicting thoughts and emotions, one truth remains steadfast: the unity of purpose between my heart and mind. Despite their occasional skirmishes at the crossroads of decision-making, deep down, they harbor the same fervent desire, the desire for us to be together, to embark on a journey of love and companionship hand in hand. My heart, with its unwavering resolve, beats in synchrony with the rhythm of our love. It yearns to envelop you in its warm embrace, to bask in the glow of our shared affection for all eternity. And though doubts may occasionally cloud its horizon, casting shadows of uncertainty upon our future, its faith remains unshakable, rooted in the belief that our love is destined to triumph against all odds. Meanwhile, my mind, ever the cautious guardian of reason, casts a discerning eye over the landscape of our relationship. It weighs the pros and cons, analyzes the risks and rewards, seeking assurance in the face of uncertainty. And yet, even amidst its calculations and deliberations, it cannot deny the undeniable truth that you are the one for me, and that our love is worth every obstacle we may encounter along the way. In the grand tapestry of our love story, my heart and mind play complementary roles, each contributing its unique perspective to the narrative of our shared destiny. And though they may sometimes find themselves at odds, locked in a silent struggle for supremacy, they ultimately converge upon a common truth: that our love is a force to be reckoned with, an unstoppable tide that will weather any storm and overcome any obstacle in its path. For in the crucible of adversity, our love is forged anew, its bonds strengthened by the fires of passion and tempered by the trials of tribulation. And as we stand on the threshold of our shared future, I am filled with a profound sense of certainty, a certainty that transcends the bounds of reason and logic, and speaks to the very core of my being. My love for you is not merely a fleeting emotion, but a steadfast conviction, a conviction that you are mine, and I am yours, bound together by the unbreakable bonds of destiny. And though the road ahead may be fraught with challenges and uncertainties, I take solace in the knowledge that we walk it together, hand in hand, heart to heart, united in our unwavering commitment to one another. So let us cast aside doubt and fear, and embrace the future with open arms, secure in the knowledge that our love will light the way through even the darkest of nights. For as long as we remain true to ourselves and to each other, I have no doubt that our love will endure, steadfast and true, for all the days of our lives. Sweetheart, there was a time when I lived in fear of my own emotions. I had this habit of avoiding anything that felt too deep or too intense, especially when it came to matters of the heart. It's funny how we build these walls around ourselves, thinking we're protecting our hearts when all we're really doing is shutting ourselves off from the beauty and the magic of life. I grew up witnessing so many people around me getting hurt in love. I saw the tears, the heartbreak, and the pain, and I convinced myself that love was something to be feared. I adopted this cynical mindset, believing that only fools allowed themselves to fall in love, only to end up broken-hearted and alone. It was a defense mechanism, I suppose, a way to shield myself from potential pain and disappointment. So, I kept my heart locked away, buried deep beneath layers of pragmatism and indifference. I didn't want any unnecessary drama in my life, so I stuck to what I knew, hanging out with friends, having fun, and focusing on my work. Whenever I found myself alone, I would distract myself with games, books, or binge-watching Netflix. Anything to keep from delving too deeply into my own thoughts and feelings. I was living on the surface, skimming the waves of life without ever diving beneath to explore the depths. I had convinced myself that this was the way to live, practical, rational, and emotionless. But then, you came into my life, and suddenly, everything changed. From the moment I met you, I felt something stir within me, something I hadn't felt in a long time. It was a warmth, a lightness in my chest that I couldn't quite explain. It was happiness, pure and simple, and it radiated from the very depths of my being. I was surprised by it, taken aback even, because I had never experienced this kind of joy before. It was like a veil had been lifted, revealing a world of color and beauty that I had been blind to before. Suddenly, the things that once seemed so trivial and insignificant took on new meaning and importance. I found myself drawn to the very emotions I had spent so long running from, and to my surprise, they didn't seem so scary anymore. Even the idea of getting my heart broken didn't seem as terrifying as it once did. In fact, it almost seemed worth it to feel this kind of happiness, even if it was fleeting. I realized that I had been wrong about love all along. It wasn't something to be feared or avoided, it was something to be embraced and celebrated. I became the kind of fool I once scoffed at, falling head over heels in love with you and everything that came with it. I understood now why people wrote love songs and why poets waxed lyrical about matters of the heart. Love wasn't just some abstract concept, it was a force of nature, capable of moving mountains and changing lives. And as I opened myself up to this new world of emotions and experiences, I found myself growing closer to you in ways I never thought possible. You became my confidant, my partner in crime, and my best friend all rolled into one. With you by my side, I felt like I could take on the world, unafraid of whatever challenges or obstacles lay ahead. But perhaps the most profound change of all was the way I began to see myself and the world around me. I realized that love wasn't just something we feel for others, it's also something we feel for ourselves and for the world at large. It's a force that connects us all, binding us together in ways that defy logic and reason. I found myself embracing a newfound sense of spirituality, feeling connected to something greater than myself for the first time in my life. I saw the beauty in the world around me, the magic in everyday moments, and the endless possibilities that lay ahead. And through it all, you were there, guiding me, supporting me, and loving me unconditionally. So, my dear, as I sit here reflecting on the journey we've been on together, I can't help but feel an overwhelming sense of gratitude. Gratitude for the love we share, for the happiness you've brought into my life, and for the person you've helped me become. You truly are the genie of my life, granting me wishes I never even knew I had. So thank you, from the bottom of my heart, for making my life so magical. I love you more than words can say, and I feel blessed beyond measure to have you by my side. Here's to many more adventures together, my love. Here's to us.